Greetings today. It's Tuesday, November the 6th, 2012, right?
Yes.
It's election day in the United States of America. Be interesting to see how that turns out. Elections in the United States and in Canada are very different from Baha'i elections because there's a big campaign, there's a big media blitz, and people end up voting for the representation they see on TV or they hear on the radio. They don't really know who they're voting for, which is very different than a Baha'i election. So if you want to know what a Baha'i election is like, I could either do that in another daily blog video or you could look it up on the internet. So for the moment, I suggest you look it up on the internet. Because what I really came to talk about is auditions. Because I figured if I'm going to do these daily blog videos, I might as well make them some way relevant and useful. So I asked my wife to join me. She's Freezing Rain Films casting director, and she's going to help me, prompt me when I get lost on suggestions, tips, and hints for actors who are going to auditions. Tip number 1.
Be on time.
I would say be on time is being early. Being on time would be being late. There's an old expression I learned when I was a skydiver. If you're on time, you're already late. So if you're going to an audition, show up early. Part of going to an audition is a test. You're being tested to see if you can show up early. Number 2.
Don't get lost on your way to the audition.
Yes, maybe that means you have to maybe even go to the place or research it extensively before you go to the place. But maybe even going to the place before you have to go so that you've already experienced getting lost and have figured it out. Because the last thing you want to do is show up
late.
So, tip number 3.
Read the part. If they've given you the script, read the script before you get there.
Yes, I think that's probably, I'll go one step further. If you have the sides you've been given, practice reading the sides, find somebody else maybe to listen to you read the sides, and come up with a few different ways to deliver them. Deliver them feeling really sad, deliver them feeling really confident, deliver them feeling really not so confident. Pick a bunch of different things because the chances are you're going to be asked to do it again with something different. One of my favorites is do it like William Shatner would do it. Next.
If you're asked to come prepared to read it funny, you're asked on a callback, and you've asked to be funny, let yourself go and be funny.
Yes. That's another thing. Actors, every once in a while we see someone come in and audition, and they don't seem to have committed themselves to just being somebody other than themselves. They come in and read as themselves. That might work maybe if you're real lucky, but it's probably not going to work most times. So you got to be willing to just totally let go and be somebody that you're normally not. So like Joe just said, if we are asking you, or if whoever is asking you, read this as a person trying to get a laugh, then you ought to go as far as you think you can go and then go further to be funny. Because you can always dial it back, but if you don't give them the funny, the way they want to see the funny, you can't dial it up in their imagination later. You got to give them everything plus more in your audition. Go for it. Why not? I mean, it's just 5 or 10 minutes of your life, and then no one's going to know.
If you're late to your audition, you will only be given the amount of time agreed to by your director.
Or casting director in this case. I would say in most cases if you're late, don't even expect to get an audition. But if you do get an audition, don't expect to get like overtime. Not going to probably happen. So you're only hurting yourself by being late. Remember that earlier thing? If you're on time, you're late. No, be early. Anything else?
If you have to pee, go ahead of time.
Yes, make sure you're not stressing yourself out because you haven't eaten, you haven't had a drink, and you haven't had a bathroom break before your audition. Make sure that's all handled. In fact, even coming on set, same deal. Don't walk on set. You're supposed to be there call time at 9, and the first thing you need to do is go to the bathroom, and the second thing you need to do is get in wardrobe, and the third thing you need to do is go for a coffee, and the fourth thing you need to do is eat breakfast. Not good.
If you have a tongue ring, take it out.
Yes, while you're auditioning. If you have anything that causes you to not speak clearly, get it handled. So tongue rings are bad. I'd say lip rings might be another thing you might want to get rid of. And if you're prone to some kind of a,
speech impediment,
you might want to work on that extra hard too. Or especially if you can study the script. Maybe you want to bring something, if it's making you nervous and causing problems, bring something that you like to do, that you're really comfortable doing as an option, because you could just say, hey, I'm not really ready to do this, or could I please do something else? But having something extra, having something you're comfortable with, I think is a good plan. Because you might be asked, okay, do something. Do what you're most comfortable doing. Let me see something. And you'll be ready.
if you come early and you see another potential actor there, feel free to rehearse with them.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes. If you're coming early like you should be, and you need someone to work on sides with, feel free to interact with the other auditioners because, hey, contacts is good. Hanging out and getting nice and friendly with the other actors shows you as an outgoing person. And I think most productions want someone who's a little bit outgoing, not someone who's just going to be a hermit. Okay, I think we've wrapped up, or anything else?
That's it, that's all.
That's it, that's all. Same time, same channel, more or less tomorrow. See you then. Bye.